This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Carvana makes car selling fast and easy from start to finish. Enter your license plate or VIN and get a real offer in seconds, down to the penny. If you accept, Carvana will come pick up your car from your driveway. Or you can drop it off at one of our car vending machines. Either way, you get paid instantly. It's fast, transparent, and 100% online. Car selling that saves your time. That's Carvana.
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
Welcome back, folks, to another episode of True Payroll Crimes. What's up, Walt? How you doing?
True Payroll Crimes on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Did you have tacos today?
Nah, I had, what did I have? I had Turkey Burger Tuesday.
Turkey burgers? All right, nice.
Yeah,
nice. Yeah, man. So we're having some fun with it. So what's up to, what is Evaders? This one's is Evaders.
Evaders, yep.
And before we get into it, we got stuck there. You know, this is like what, the third or fourth story of a CEO that owned a payroll or HR firm and that straight just exploited and embezzled and stole and tax evaded, and they're doing all kind of nonsense with this. And I feel like, you know, we kind of had to keep on this thread. One, we're in tax season. There's tons of scamming warnings going around. And two, we just keep hitting on this story. And it's like, gosh, man, like, you know, it's really bringing a bad name. And it makes me angry. You know what I mean? Because there really should be a higher standard for a payroll processing company that is entrusted with millions of dollars to move over, to pay taxes on, all that stuff. So I think it's worth re-mentioning, even though, right? Yeah.
Any company needs to do better. Not. I understand what you're saying from a payroll standpoint, but like these companies have to do. I get what you're saying, because this is strictly about payroll, right?
Yeah.
But
you're right. Any company should, yes.
Any company should do better and do right. You know what I'm saying? So this guy, you know, he was the owner of a staffing company, you know, or whatever, and so like still
got like three names.
Three L's. Yeah.
That should throw you off right there. AKA. You got aliases. Why you got so many aliases, bro?
Yeah, we'll get into that. Yeah.
But go ahead, take us into it, bro. We'll get right into it.
So before we go in, I know that Joi Rapach.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
And this is the one that she mentioned to us. I know that Melinda M. Tolbert posted it and she shared it with us. So shout out to Joi for recommending this. Just wanted to give you your flowers.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Joi. Yeah, Joi is a friend of the show and reached out and was like, check this one out.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, the timing, I was blown away, because I was like, I read the story and I was like, we're about to post this stuff. She was even surprised. She's like, you got more of these? Yeah. And Joi, you're in for a ride, because there are so many of these cases out there. And and they're not old. They're not like we're digging in dusty crates. This stuff is recent.
Yeah, so, a lot of it is recent.
Yeah, a lot of it is recent. So go ahead, take us through. Well,
right.
I'm about to call you Joi.
So the payroll crime was tax evasion.
Yep.
As I said before, he's the type of business, he owned a staffing company. The perpetrator's name, his legal name was Robinson Ren Yang, but he also went by Robert Mora and David Lee. So to your point about what, you got three names, you're going aliases, you're going by, like, come on, it's kind of crazy. It took place in California.
Yeah.
The length of the scheme, the crime went from 2016 up until 2020, so about 4 years.
Yep.
And he was sentenced 24 months. He pled guilty in December of 2022, so just 5 months ago.
Yep.
And he was just sentenced on March 27th of this year.
See? So,
and the total money impact was almost $2.8 million $2,791,783 to be exact.
Jeez. And he,
Yeah.
and he did it in a number, because they also got him for not filing taxes, period, right? Because
Yeah.
it's two crimes. It's you failed to file in a like an egregious manner. Like if
Mhm.
you keep not file, because it's every quarter, folks, that we have to file. It's 941s that have to get filed every quarter. And there
Mhm.
are remittance meaning money that goes with those filings that should have actually been done already, right? Because when you file the 941, all you're doing is capturing what you did for that quarter. Well,
Yeah.
that's what you're supposed to do. So he did two things. He didn't file the 941s, nor did he
Mhm.
ever pay the money during the quarter that
Yep.
was due for his company,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And I also read that he neglected to file his own personal taxes too.
Oh, yeah, because why stop there, right? I mean,
Yeah.
what are you in for a penny? You're in for a pound. Like,
Yeah. Mhm.
why stop there? And then what else did oh, and then this is the one I like. To frustrate IRS collection actions against him regarding his personal income taxes, he did not pay himself a salary.
Yes.
He paid a vendor, a 1099, like a vendor of the business, money, and
Mhm.
it was really him. He was embezzlement. I feel like that's embezzlement. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to look that up in a second because I keep using it, and want to make sure I'm using it right. So that was the funny part to me. Is like, not only am I gonna not file and I'm gonna hold these millions back in payroll taxes, but guess
Mhm.
what? I'm not gonna file my personal, and I'm not gonna pay myself a salary. I am gonna 1099 myself to another company.
What I love about the Workforce Agility Limited series by Cornerstone was we talked to executives and customers all about skills, 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 skills. Cornerstone has a wonderful background in learning and development, training, etc. Their LMS is world class, but they've centered the business now, not just on that, like building upon that, but building upon how everything is moved to the skills economy. So check out the limited series called Workforce Agility, and you can get it wherever you get your podcast. And it's just a wonderful series where we talk to their executives on the shift of why, and also their customers that are using it. So check it out whenever you get a chance. Appreciate it.
That he created just to move the money out. Like, this dude, it
So
really.
I looked up what embezzlement means, and
Uh-huh.
now it is theft or misappropriation of funds placed in one's trust or belonging to one's employer.
Yes. Yes, he is embezzled. Um, and then
So
yeah,
I
go ahead.
thought this was funny too. That the name of his company was BNS, like BS staffing.
That guy wasn't B&E, right?
Yes,
Breaking an entry,
yes.
BS staffing. Jeez. And you, I mean, I think the warning is really big to owners,
Mhm.
business owners that are going to, any company, right? That helps you with HR and payroll. Like, this is what they're taking advantage of. It's like the third or fourth case that we've come across in this situation.
Yeah, and it says in addition, some of the stuff that he did, like for his personal benefit, is like he used BNS funds for down payment and mortgage payments on a home.
Nice.
But he says he kept the property in another person's name, so he could hide that he owns that property. He paid for a portion of his daughter's college tuition,
Nice.
and it says it also funded a failed construction business and a failed restaurant business.
Of
So this
course.
obviously this guy, and it looks like the pattern for these people is that they try to live a lifestyle,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
the lifestyle they want to live, they don't have the cash for. So they're living beyond their means. And
Mhm.
so they're like, I need to live this lifestyle. So in order for me to do that, I'm gonna have to take it from here and
Yep.
do something shady.
Yep.
And
The
kind of what
American way. And I was saying nice folks, sarcastically, because, you know, they're just doing the most, these folks. And it's like you said, they just want to live a life that they can't afford, and it's really interesting because we were kicking it about a financial nugget concept. And let me see if I can repeat it right. It said, poor people learn how to pay bills, middle class folks learn how to get credit to live beyond their means.
Yeah, and then pay it over time.
And rich people learn how to invest.
Yep, and grow their money.
And that's the differences between those classes. So, and I think this is a case of somebody in the middle class who got caught up, wants to live that fast life again. We just the true crime we dropped tomorrow is called Fast Life. Yeah. And that guy really went big. And this is another case of that, just kind of living beyond your means, the temptation of it all. Remember when I said these business owners, temptation is huge with business owners, man. They don't. What's that?
We changed the name because we were doing originally, the story was Fast Life, but he was a dishonorable mention. So we made it Shady Business.
Shady Business. Yes. Yeah. Shady Business. Even better. Thank you. Yeah. Wait, but you sure? Maybe Fast Life was another one. No? Where am I getting confused with Fast Life? We're doing a lot of shows right now, bro. We get all confused. We got all kind of recordings and different eras of time. But it's all good. It's just content, folks. We're just going to keep kicking it out. You tell us. Yeah. But yeah, these folks, and that's again, I think it's just a really, the time where we're at, where it's tax season, it's clearly scam season. Yeah. The IRS has a great one. It's called the Dirty Dozen. They go put out a list of scams. Payroll folks, please, go get the IRS Newswire, because they are kicking out some gems and some really valuable information over the last few weeks about scams. I mean, the scam season is so rampant right now that even my card sent me a checklist of things like, beware of these scams. You know what I mean? And please, folks, it is serious. Be careful with they'll go at you at text. They'll go on your emails. They'll give you phone calls. They will come at you mail. A payroll colleague just posted something online today that Christina shared and I reshared, and all that. Again, it was the employee retention credit issue.
Yes.
They were sending they're sending documents that look real to businesses.
Yep.
And they're like, hey, fill this out and you get your credit. And if you're you could be the smartest person. You get in this thing and you're like, oh man, yeah, that's right. I do qualify. Let me fill this out and get my money. Man, no, don't do it.
Yeah, there's so many different things, because sometimes, and we talked about this in the episode about cybersecurity, that they use certain phrases, certain wordings, and those communications that alert you, like, oh, payroll, direct deposit, tax. When everybody sees tax, like most people are a little like, they get on alert, and they're just like, oh, this is serious. I gotta, the IRS is coming after me, or the IRS is coming after my business. I need to provide all this information ASAP.
Yep.
And they don't think this could be a scam. Yep. They don't think I need to verify that this is legit.
Yep.
Because to your point, they send over the documents that look official. They look official.
Yeah. They're using. Because think about the technology. You can take a document, scan it, recreate it. The technology allows us to recreate any document that exists out there. So that's the dangerous part. They're using all the tricks,
There's so much technology. There's so many different ways that people can come at you.
Yep. Now I had mentioned, and I think it's in the cybersecurity show that we did, about the whole email I got that was like all with LinkedIn branding in it. Made you think it was LinkedIn. If you weren't paying attention, you feel like you're clicking into a LinkedIn branded email straight from LinkedIn. And again, it's worth repeating. The way I knew that it wasn't LinkedIn is my LinkedIn is already logged in. It's like single sign-on, right? I just hit LinkedIn link and my page opens up.
Yeah.
It didn't do that when I hit the link. So if it was a legit LinkedIn link, it would have opened right up to my page or right into, you know, in my environment, and it would have showed me whatever in my environment. So that's how I mean, I knew it was fraudulent, but I was kind of impressed on the cleverness, and I said, let me see what this does. So, but anywho, you shouldn't do that. I did that because I know my IT got great scanners and filters and things to prevent all this stuff. I really leaned on my IT at that point. If you don't have a great IT to lean on, don't be curious and click stuff around. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it's so rampant, and folks like this are just making it really hard for us. So again, this guy basically tax evasion. He misappropriated funds. He evaded the tax. He didn't file. He kept the money. The IRS is not going to let that go. You know what I mean? I don't know if he thought it was because during the pandemic or whatever. They're going to catch up to you, bro. And they know exactly what you owe.
Yeah,
you know?
they do.
Me and Joy were talking about it on back and forth and messaging. Like, why do folks think they can get away with this? Because even when it's not documented, it's documented. You know what I mean?
Now you know with all this technology, you know, it's easy for them to find your business, tie it to this, tie it out, boom, boom, boom. They have everything, you know. So maybe who knows what other businesses this guy had in the past that he may have done shady business for.
Facts. Yep.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So like he's like people sometimes this may be his first stint doing something shady and he got caught up.
Yeah.
But most times there usually are repeat offenders in some cases. You go to the well once and you're like, oh, I did it for this little time and I didn't get caught. Let me go back to the well and you know, and try it again.
It's escalation. Yeah. I mean, it's a little off mark, but if you ever watch like the profiler shows and was it Criminal Minds? That's that was like, you right. These criminals, they started out doing little small stuff. It escalated, and now they're a serial killer. You know, and these folks are the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just the money part of it. It's the theft of it all, right? And you get addicted to that and stuff. So anywho, the solutions that we do have for you. The payroll team or the payroll provider tax notices. The payroll team could have alerted by frequent notices from IRS and tax agencies.
Yeah.
The question is though, absolutely, that is definitely a solution. Who becomes the bearer of bad news, right? Because think about it, this is the owner of the company.
Yeah.
So who they if you work for this person.
Introducing Meta Ray-Ban Display, the world's most advanced AI glasses. With a full color display built into the lens of the glasses, it's there when you need it and gone when you don't. Send and receive messages, translate or caption live conversations, collaborate with Meta AI, and more. Be one of the first to try Meta Ray-Ban Display. Visit meta.com/Meta Ray-Ban Display to book a demo and find your pair.
Are you gonna be, like you say, are you gonna have that integrity to be the whistleblower and say like, whoa, this is shady business. I need to report him.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, people are gonna have to make a choice, right? Just like he made the choice to do what he did. If someone in this case, because we don't know all the details of how he got caught.
Facts.
Right. So if someone in this case did get those notices, like we get those notices now at our current 9 to 5
at any job,
we get those notices and say like, hey, this is missed, you missed this quarter, that quarter, or whatever. And if you know those things are coming in, you have to make a choice. Honestly, it comes down to saying, hey, am I going to be the whistleblower? Am I going to, or am I going to sit back and just like go with the flow, ride it out?
I don't know what's going on. It's not my business.
Hey, I got a job. I'm getting paid.
Taking advantage. They probably taking advantage if they knew.
It just depends on you as the individual, right?
Or is it a client, right? And it may not be a good example for this guy, but the other folks that were actual payroll processors and, is it the client that, and it should be, right? If you hire a payroll processor to do your business, you have to check them, right? You have to check that they are doing the right thing, because they're sweeping the tax money out of your account, and they have a liability to pay it. And you got to just keep them honest. You get the reports, and yeah, you see money come out of your account, and you get the reports, but don't get Steve Harvey'd. We just made that a verb. You know what I'm saying? Don't get Steve Harvey, because that's exactly what happened to Steve Harvey. They took the money out of his account. Well, I don't know about Wesley Snipes. I don't know his story. Wesley Snipes may be more like my boy Yang over here, and or, you know what I'm saying? Because I think he straight evaded.
His accountant, was
it is that was the case?
They still blame him. It was because his taxes.
Okay, so I never really knew Wesley's whole story. I never looked at that one. But Steve Harvey's I've seen, because it happened more recently, social media, like you see the clips and you're like, what? You know, so that's what some of the folks that we've covered already did. They're processing money, you know, and then after they take it out of your account and they're supposed to do something with it, that's when it went shady.
Yep.
So as a client, you absolutely can check your vendors, because that circle, right? Checking the money and the filings at every step, right? Yes, the money goes out, but is it being deposited into IRS? IRS, you could check your account. You have an account at IRS with running totals and deposits and what it's for. So you can go and look at that. You can go and validate that your 941s are being processed.
Yeah.
Right. All that's a confirmation. So as the owner, that's what you got to do, you know. And then it's tougher if you're an employee inside of one of these companies. It's like, how are you going to be radically transparent? Are you going to be radically honest and report this? And you know, right? As a payroll professional, I urge you to do that. I know it seems scary. Maybe anonymously. Do it anonymously. This is not good for payroll as an industry. You know what I mean?
Bro, maybe they did in this case, but it did say that he used his power, his office, to control that. So maybe somebody did come to him and say, hey, you know, and my team brought this to me, like, hey, boss, like, what's going on? Oh, don't worry about it. Just let me give that to from now on. Just give that to me.
You're right.
It could have been like that.
You're right. It's something to do with taxes. Somebody found it on the tax, whether he was reported by the employees or IRS caught it, because in the case, you'll see the IRS did the investigation.
Yes.
To prosecute, you know what I'm saying? So you're not going to run from IRS that long. It reminds me, I had this great CPA back in New York back in the day. I think he passed away right now, RIP. But he used to have this sign in his thing, do your taxes. To avoid is legal. To evade is illegal.
Yep.
Right. And he was a retired cop that did taxes. Yeah. So that was the bomb for me. I was like, yes. You know, because if you pay attention, you know, you get to benefit from the tax laws, and you still pay and you still file and you within reason. And hey, that's how America goes. We got to pay our taxes, right?
Yeah.
But when you evade like this in the millions, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. What's that? There's a guy on TikTok, my Brit. Come on, budda. Come on, budda. You know what I mean?
Come on, man. Yeah.
Like, come on, man. It's tax season, because we just keep on seeing these repeat offenders of business owners that are just taking advantage of their power and their position, and they keep going back to the same kind of payroll taxes and avoiding taxes and all that stuff. Yep. So the takeaway is there. You can solve for it on the checking the money and the filings at every step.
Yep.
And then that's it. The who is the question. Who should do this?
Who should do it?
Yep. Yeah. And as an employee, as a payroll professional, as an HR professional, we should be held to a higher standard, and a finance professional, which we all are, right? Like the holy trinity of payroll, HR, payroll, finance, and all of us should be held to a higher standard.
Have you ever wondered what really makes a generation tick? Who gets to pick the name? And why the slang keeps changing? Don't worry, I can help. My name's Dr. Megan Grace. On hashtag Gen Z, I share the voices and experiences of Generation Z, how they're different from other generations, what moves them, and why they do what they do. In each episode, we go beyond the buzzwords and the stereotypes to dive into real conversations and the insights that matter to making intergenerational collaboration a reality. You can catch hashtag Gen Z on the Work to Find Podcast Network and wherever you listen to podcasts.
If we want our craft, right? If we respect our industry, then hold yourself to that higher standard as well, and report on owners like this that abuse their power and abuse their privilege.
I could understand, and this is going off of topic of why they would lean either way, right? We the right thing to do would be to report it. If you found it, report it, escalate it.
Yep.
That's the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're a person who has a family and whatever your situation may be, you may have a different thought.
Anonymous.
Yeah.
Do it anonymously.
That
IRS don't care.
Yeah.
If you right, IRS does not care who they got the information from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're gonna come and take it down. And then DOL, all of these government agencies, they're not gonna care who told them, as long as they can get their money. Believe me, you'll be able to do it anonymously. You know what I mean? You call in, you send an anonymous letter, whatever the case may be. You know,
maybe that was the case.
Somebody, and that's the thing. We got to find out. We got to try to find out how these people are getting caught. That would be golden info right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that was it, folks. That was a fun one, right? I like it.
Yeah, and I know I mentioned the whole Wesley Snipes thing, so I had to Google
it up. Good. So what was it?
It was tax evasion, similar to
his accountant.
Yeah, so basically the people who handle his books basically convinced him that he didn't have to pay taxes because of how they were handling money. So that's what they relayed. That's what was told to him. He believed it. It was from 1999 until 2004, and so it was like $14 million.
Yeah, I remember. Did he do time for this?
Yeah,
he did, right?
Yep.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So that's to say, if you are a business owner, if you are a business owner, you need to have the right people in place. Because say you are a business owner who's doing the right thing, you need to make sure that your team of people are doing the correct thing.
It made me think of Tabitha Brown. So I heard her on Earn Your Leisure, and I remember you mentioned, oh man, we should get her on the show, and I'm like, she does cooking. There's no connection. You know what I mean? So, but on Earn Your Leisure, I found the connection, and I would love to have her on and talk to her about this, because she joked around and said something about like her business manager or something like that. That she was straight with her and was like, I love you, but I don't trust you. I like you, but I don't trust you. So make sure my business is right. Make sure my money's right. And when she saw that Steve Harvey thing, she sent it to her. See, I like you, but I don't trust you. I'm gonna need to see the reports. I'm gonna need my verifications and my confirmations that all my stuff is handled. Please send that immediately. You know what I mean? And I was like, wow, I saw a whole new side of her that, and I'm so glad she was on Earn Your Leisure, because it really kind of, they had the financial conversation. And that's where I was like, oh, we can talk about some stuff then. You know what I mean? Because she manages a payroll. Right?
Yeah.
She manages a payroll, she's got people on payroll, and like how she goes about that and how she her business ethic on that. It'll be interesting to pick her brain. So maybe one day we'll get her on. But it made me think of that. Because the Steve Harvey thing, and it was like, yeah, I love you, but I don't trust you. And that's right. And I think more people need to be like that with the people they're doing business with. Money. You're managing my money? Oh, I don't trust you one bit.
It's like you always say, trust but verify.
Yeah, man. For sure. Yeah, man. So that's a quick one for you today, folks. And again, shout out to Joi Rapach. Thank you for sharing this with me. And initially, Melinda Tolbert posted it on LinkedIn and shared it with, her folks. And that's how it works, right? Things go viral and boom, in a few hours, we're talking about it.
Community, man.
Community. Yeah. You guys this will post next week, but nevertheless, it goes quick like that. And again, I thought it was so pertinent for tax season. Scamming
right
season is just right on time. Payroll professionals, please go subscribe to the IRS News Wire, I believe it's called. Among other things, at least that one. The government has all kind of feed. I got all of them. I got too much, but information, right? And if I see stuff, I'm sharing it. So, yeah, folks, that's about it, man.
Yep, it's the IRS Newswire, like you said.
There we go. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's good. Ooh, man, if you remember, maybe drop it in the show
link.
notes. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that'll be dope to share. It's easy to find, but still, try and be helpful for y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna say any closing remarks, sir?
Nope. Trust but verify.
Trust but verify, folks. Yeah, man. Until the next one.
Yep.
See you guys later. Peace.
Peace.